Hi, wonderful people. Welcome back to Teeth Club. Today we are cracking some bones. Just kidding, not literally. So, let's start with fibrous dysplasia. So, fibrous dysplasia is like a blending bone lesion, like your clingy axe, which blends so easily but is a pathological disaster. So, let's start there. Fibrous dysplasia is a type of fibroosseous lesion. Dysplasia means abnormal growth, and fibrous means fibrous connective tissue. So there is an abnormal growth is occurring in the bone. The normal bony tissue is replaced by the fibrous connective tissue. Why does it happen? It is due to the GNAS1 gene, which gets mutated by postzygotic mutation. And then what occurs is there is an increase in cyclic AMP. It's like a monster. So in turn, there's no osteoblastic differentiation going on. And then there's no normal healthy bone formation too, because osteoblasts are responsible for the bone formation. So, what happens instead of the normal bone formation? There is a deposition of woven bone instead of lamellar bone. It's a weaker bone, plus, there is also fibrous connective tissue depositing. Now, fibrous dysplasia is of two kinds. It can be monostotic, it can be polyostotic. Monostotic means involving single bone, and polyostotic means the word poly refers to many, ostotic means bones, occurs in many bones. So, in fibrous dysplasia, the smiley healthy bone gets converted into fibrous irregular bony structure. So, it occurs in first to second decade. That means children, teenagers. That's sad. So now let's move to the clinical features of monostotic and polyostotic fibrous dysplasia. So, monostotic bone, you can remember it by it is usually occurs in the jaws because it's single. So it just occurs into jaws and by polyostotic occurs in long bones. We have so many long bones compared to jaws. The bony mass displaces the teeth, and it is a slow growing, painless swelling, asymptomatic, and it is unilateral, occurs only on one side. And when it occurs in mandible, it is truly monostotic. And when it occurs in maxilla, it usually extends itself into zygoma, sphenoid, occiput. And this thing, the maxillary involvement and surrounding bone structure, is termed as cleidocranial dysplasia. In polyostotic, which is 20% and long bones, there is pathological fractures, pain is common, deformity by bowing thickening. There is a bowing deformity thickening, and there's hockey stick deformity, leg length discrepancy in the femur, also known as a shepherd's crook deformity. So polyostotic fibrous dysplasia, the main feature is the syndrome it is associated with, and it is really gonna be fun from now on because there's gonna be a cup of coffee. So Jaffe-Lakenstein syndrome, McKinnon-Albright syndrome, and Mazza-Broad syndrome. So in the Jaffe type, there is occurring polyostotic fibrous dysplasia with the cafe or light spots or pigmentation. What is cafe or light spots or pigmentation? It is just coffee with milk looking pigmentation. It looks like coffee basically. So they named it cafe au lait. And McCune-Albright syndrome, there's cafe au lait pigmentation. There is polyostotic fibrous dysplasia, of course. Plus, it also occurs with endocrine disturbances like precox puberty, like puberty occurring in younger female. And in the Maser-Brod syndrome, there is polyostotic fibrous dysplasia and intramuscular myxomas. Now, let's look at the radiograph. How does fibrous dysplasia look in the radiograph? We all know it is known as the blending lesion of the bone because it fuses in the surrounding tissue and it is very hard to demarcate the line. In radiograph, it appears as ground glass appearance or frosted glass, and in higher resolution, it appears as orange peel. There is a thinning of cortical bone. Now, histopathology. Like it is represented by Chinese letter because it looks like Chinese letters. These bony trabeculae looks like Chinese letter, and there is no capsule. Why no capsule? Because it is blending lesion of bone and it fuses with the surrounding bone. So there is no capsule which separates it. Loose cellular fibrous connective tissue is also present because it is fibrous dysplasia. Do not forget that. And there is also key fact here that is there is no osteoblastic rimming of the bony trabeculae. Why? Because there was no osteoblastic differentiation going on. We read it now. Because of the increase in cyclic AMP levels, there is no osteoblastic differentiation. So there is no osteoblastic rimming. But where there is some disease which does have osteoblastic rimming, do you know, guys? It is in the ossifying fibroma, which comes in its differential diagnosis, which is fibroma, Paget's disease, osteosarcoma. Now, how are you gonna treat this disease? Well, we all know it is going to be difficult in the polyostotic. Why? Because how are we gonna excise it if it is fused with the surrounding boning structure? But what can happen in this is cosmetic reshaping can be done. In monostotic, it is good, and especially radiation therapy is contraindicated because it can lead to osteosarcoma. We don't want to increase the disease. So yeah, now let's move to some questions. Quiz to lock it in. Lock the fibrous dysplasia in your heads. Question number 1. Which radiographic appearance is characteristic of fibrous dysplasia? A. Soap bubble appearance. B. Ground glass appearance. C. Sunburst appearance. D. Onion skin appearance. Yeah, you're right. Ground glass appearance. Question number 2. Fibrous dysplasia is associated with a mutation in which gene? Yes, you're right. GNAS1 gene. Question number 3. Which of the following statements about fibrous dysplasia is false? A, B, C, D. Answer is B, because there is no capsule.